given the panels a wipe, they've come up quite clean, but the exhaust shield came up beautifully as well. Look at that. Mothers, great stuff. Nat and Motorcycle Man Nick, that was your advice, and a little bit of zero grade wire wool, and it cleans it up really well. I'm not going to overly polish this bike. I don't want this bike to look like it's pristine, because it's not. I want it to look like it's a running, riding bike that's got 15-20 years left in it. So I'm not going to be overly polishing this thing. I'm going to do the downpipes a little, just because you can see them when you look, a little. And the cover's great, but I don't know what's going to happen there, if I'm being honest, guys. I think the majority of it will look nice and shiny. I don't know what that patch is going to look like. That is a wraparound shield, but you can't take it off. I don't know. I'm going to try my best, see what happens, but I'm not holding my breath. They sell like Delcafitch 120 quid slip-ons here. It wouldn't be the end of the world, guys, but I don't think this bike needs an exhaust note, if I'm being honest. I think it needs to be quiet, and it's a cruising quiet bike. So I don't know. And also, any money I put in, I have to get back out the other end. So 140 quid doesn't seem like much if it's your own bike. But it's not my bike. It's going to be someone else's bike. So I'm going to give this a shot. I'll show you. I'm going to give you a really good look. I've been dousing it with WD for a week or so to kind of give me a head start. I really don't know how these patches are going to come out, I have to be honest, because that's a thin kind of, almost a leaf on top, isn't it? And that's been taken off a film, so I don't know what we're going to look like. But there's the before. I'm going to hammer away at it. I'll show you the after. I'm not going to be overly impressed, I'm sure, but anything is better than nothing. We're always going for better, guys. That's all, better. Doesn't have to be perfect. Going away, guys, but it is a lot of hard work, but definitely progress. It's hard to see at the moment, but there's definitely progress. I used 1500 grit for ages, but then had to switch down to 8 wet and dry. We're getting there. I think there's still going to be a obvious kind of stain here, but it will definitely stick out less than the huge patches of rust. So a lot of work, probably worth it. I'm going to keep going for now. Yeah, I'm trying everything in my power, guys. I'm now using Harpic 10 Plus to see if it does anything. The downpipes came out nice. They're good. That plate, like I said, stunning, and that just needs to look better. But again, see, we're now looking at the metal underneath versus the skim on top, and that's different. So it's not going to look right. It's not going to look the same. You'd have to polish down the skin, the top layer, which isn't kind of going to happen really. But we'll get it looking better. Front mudguard's back on. That's good. That's ready. What I'm doing is going around the bike now, just starting to kind of put in the bolts and stuff, so that we're at a position where it's well, it's kind of runnable really. This is the screen I've been talking about on my Facebook page. It's yellow, but it's not terrible. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it apart from a clean, actually, because the bike's gold anyway. It kind of just looks okay. Otherwise, we're very, very, very gently getting there. Slowly. Okay, guys, spot the missing item. Yeah. In regards to this exhaust, it's in okay condition still, so I want to keep it like that. So I think I'm going to buy some very high temperature black this afternoon, and we'll black that. We'll black the end can, so we'll have a nice shiny. The downpipes are shiny, that bit's shiny, and it'll go very high temperature black. It'll just look nice. It'll be one colour. Why I've got this space down here, I'm going to get in there and do a lot of cleaning because it needs it. Just a swing arm, all of this bit, a bit of metal polish, and we'll get it all polished up nicely. So while the exhaust was off and I was under here, I wanted to have another look at the brake. So I've done the brake again, you know, cleaned it good and proper this time. Wheels cleaned up okay, but there's a lot of pitting. The ideal would be that that wheel got refurbished. That's not for me to do though. So yeah, the rear brake seems okay. I'm going to check the fluids, make sure it's all topped up. It didn't get kind of as solid as I would have liked yesterday. That was a bit annoying. So but it was working. So hopefully this is good to go. I may try and bleed it a tiny little bit, but guys, anyone who knows me, I'm rubbish with rear brakes. I just can't bleed them. I always get myself in trouble. So we'll see, but let's see if I can get a good bite on this now anyway. So the rear brake's working fine, but I didn't like the colour of the fluid, so I'm gonna flush some through. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot here, but it's best to do it. It's very yellow, and I think that means it's absorbed moisture. It should be quite clear. So I'm going to try and flush it through and get it a bit more solid, and at least then we know we've done it. I've got plenty pipe there. You need a little empty container to catch it in, just a little bottle, can, anything. Bottle's ideal so you can see what you're working with. And then it's the same process, so a few pumps, hold it down, unlock, lock it, back up, 3 pumps, hold it down, unlock, lock it, back up. I'm not going to show this process because I've shown it 100 times before, but I am going to do this process so we know it's done. So later today I'm going to get some high temp black, so that should be good. Front brakes are great, rear brakes just need a little bit of this bleeding process. And then actually this bike is very close, it will be nitty gritty bits then. And to be fair, by doing the exhaust, I've already de-rusted it a lot. We'll be extending its life, which is good. That rear brake's done. I'd love to say it feels a million times better, but I'd be lying. Don't get me wrong, it works, guys. It works properly. I just like a bit more feel from the lever. It's very light and gentle, but I guess that's also okay, isn't it? What's next? We can't really move on until I've got the paint for that. I need paint, brake cleaner, what else? Paint. Oh, I feel like there was one more thing. Well, that's kind of mainly it. What I'm going to do now is a little bit of general cleaning up. Look, these little bits here, they'll clean up well with mothers. The handlebars will clean up well with mothers. Just cleaning here, just giving it a wipe. Yeah, I'll put this side back on, so the panels on this side are nearly kind of proper. I need to just slip this bit in. There you go. But I think there's one more there. But otherwise, it's good. It's good. I think tomorrow we'll have a bike that's starting on the button. The battery will be charged. Starting on the button, running, riding, braking, possibly ready for MOT. That'd be nice. So hi guys, welcome back. It's a new day for me. Not sure if it's mid-video for you, but new brake cleaner. Definitely needed that. I need to clean the brakes on that bike just for the little bits of grease I might have left. Very high temperature black. Yeah. And 2 new exhaust clamps. And then the exhaust is over here. Currently it's got brake cleaner on it. I'm going to leave that a couple of minutes to kind of soak in. And then I've already flattened it. It's all done. And then we're going to go black. Now, it wouldn't be my ideal painting this black, that's the truth. I'd have rather it shiny, but I cleaned this up yesterday and that's kind of how I got it, and there's no way, nothing, it wouldn't have got any better. Basically this exhaust has had it in regards to that. And yeah, and as you know, we're always looking for a bit better here, aren't we? So I think the black will sit on a bit better, it will look a touch better. You can probably buy these for not that much money. If this is your bike, and your can looks like this, I'd be on eBay, 50-60 quid. I'd be buying a nice new shiny one, well, second-hand one. But for us, the can of paint is 10 quid, and it'll do the job. So some layers of paint on that'll be okay. And then tomorrow I'm going to be looking at piecing it back together fully, pre-MOT checks, and possibly take it for its MOT. A couple of people have asked me about the ULEZ, the ultra low emissions charge on it. It's tempting, guys, it's tempting to try and put it through, restrict the air filter, and try and put it through on its first run, but it's an extra 175 quid, and if it fails then they have to retune it anyway to put it back on the ramp, and then you pay another 100 quid for the second run within the same day. It's so much hassle, I think. Ideally that bike's going to be an out of London bike and someone's going to love it. I just don't know if we can get it ULEZ. We can, but it costs a lot of money, so I'll have a think about that. So there's a light tack coat, you can hardly see it. 10 minutes time, it's warm today, so in 10 minutes time I'll do another one. And then should be it really. Probably 3 tack coats, couple of thick overlayer, what we would call gloss coats if we were doing a gloss one, or just 50-50 overlap coats. And then yeah, we'll be fine, You could do this on the bike if you masked up well, and then you could use the engine heat to bake it on. But today's a warm day, so this is going to work just as fine anyway, guys. Plus I'm going to leave it overnight anyway, and start piecing everything back together tomorrow. I think it's going to look alright. So exhaust is over there, it looks okay. It doesn't look 100%, it looks okay. It looks better, it will look fine on the bike because it's one consistent colour, and we've got that really shiny shield there. So I was doing a little bit of research on the bike, because every review I've seen, the bike don't look like this. Now these things here that you bolt down there, they were £120 extra here, and it helps with the rain flick, it helps with aerodynamics and the rain flick on your feet, which is quite cool. And these are bolt on as well, and they stop the air from hitting your hands, so it's got some added extras. This, of course, we have the heated grips as well. Alright, you look smart. Hi everyone. So we're at a really nice stage now. I doubt you can tell, but I gave the bike a bit of a rub over yesterday, a bit of a clean. There's no waxes on it or nothing like that, but you can see a bit of shine now. It's all about cleaning on a bike like this that's been sitting, because you have to kind of really cover the area like where it gets let down, which is like the exhaust pipes and anything that the rain gets to. Even the metal work needs a bit of a clean. I've done that one actually, that one looks much better, but the other side needs a bit of a clean. You can see it just has that kind of rough look. Now the Mothers smooths it down quite a bit, so the Mothers is good stuff to use on that. So what's left today? My aim would be to get an MOT today, but what's left is the exhaust needs to go back on, and then it is just bolting all the extras back on now. Now I was tempted to remove the lowers and the hand guards. I think the bike looks smoother without them. If you look at the shape, because they're kind of black cheap plastic, but anyone who's actually going to do touring on this, that would suit them. It would help them out, so it'd be silly to remove them. Yeah, so that's kind of it really. It's now do the bits left, which is, yeah, exhaust, bottom lower there once the exhaust is on, because there was no point doing it yet. Side fairings, they're easy. Seat, battery down there, and then my ideal today would be to take it for its MOT. That would be my ideal. I absolutely caked the brakes in brake cleaner yesterday, in case I left any residues. And that's it. There's one scratch down here. It's not a scratch actually. It looks like it's a it's rubbed off. I'll get some compound on that. and then I think I'll put some polish on it by hand. I'll rub some polish in by hand, and then I'll put some wax on it, and the actual bodywork should look pretty nice, pretty fresh, I think. Bit of a scratch here, and that, I just, you know, I'll never match up the paint here, guys, so no point even trying. But we'll do the best we can do with what we've got. So for me now, next step is putting on that exhaust and seeing how it looks, making sure it's sealed properly down there. I'll put some some exhaust assembly paste on it as well, and I bought some new clips. And yeah, we're getting there. So here we go, guys. In my head, this bike's finished. I will do a quick pre-MOT check, and funny enough, I haven't tested in it since I did the carb clean. I had to do a little repair on the join down there, the old Coke can trick underneath, and then a little bit of wrap just over the top to make sure it's airtight. I think the exhaust looks good. I think the particularly shiny lead up to the black, because there's black under there, works. I'll show you that. I mean, either way, it looks better. It looks cleaner. Pre-MOT stuff, I'm going to take it for a test run anyway. Horn, indicators all round. Oh, come on, right, left, right. Got any right? Got no right at the moment. Go back to left. Left. Go back to right. I reckon this switch needs a clean. I reckon it's a switch issue. See, this is why you do pre-MOT checks, guys. See these last few bits. Rear light. Let's get the main light on. Actually, main light. Good. Let's go high beam. Good. Excellent. Let's make sure the rear light's on. It is. Let's go rear brake. I'll do that with my foot. Lovely. Front brake. I'm gonna have to hold you out here one moment. I'm gonna have to watch the video. I couldn't see that, and I have no way of seeing it. That's kind of it for me, really. No obvious strips. Steering's fine. Wheels are pumped. Tyres are good. Front shocks don't appear to be leaking. So quick test run. Then I'm going to have to look at why the right indicators aren't indicating. Considering it's both sides, I don't know what to look for there, but yeah, I'm going to do a quick test run, make sure everything else is in order, then I'll come back and have a quick look at them indicators, because it's not going to be that they're both a bit dodgy, you know. It's going to be the switch. Always one item, isn't there? Bloody indicators. Right, left's on. Right's not. Quick test run, and I'll have a look at that. I think it's probably something I touched back here when I was messing. Okay, test run was spot on. The rear brake is not the strongest. I can make it skid, but I've got to push it down quite a lot. But the rear brake works, and it's a single piston, single rear caliper. So they're just not that strong, actually, the rear brakes. So we'll see. That's an MOT thing. That's for them to kind of pick up on. Front brakes perfect. And I need to have a little look at this indicator issue, which I think is the relay that I messed with when I was messing with the relay for the pump. So I'll have a quick look. So guys, the indicator's a bit slow to come on, but it does. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bloody hell. I don't know how that works. it's a bit quicker once it's all kind of warmed up and stuff. So like it'll be a bit quicker now, see, one straight away. So if they look at it fairly quickly, it'll be alright. Now my kind of guess is 3, 4. My kind of guess is that the relay probably needs changing, or that this battery isn't quite strong enough. Because remember, this isn't a battery that I bought for this bike. It was one I had that happened to charge up. So ideally a new battery would probably be helpful for this bike, but I am going to take it to MOT and see how it goes. As always, the bike's in, and as always, I'm bloody nervous. I hate putting my bikes in and having this worry, yet I do it all the bloody time. So here you go, guys, this is it. This bike passed its MOT and it drove beautifully. There's absolutely no more engine work that I'd need to do. It did everything it needed to do. It's smooth, it runs, it rides, it works. I don't know how you do these panniers things. I need to have a little play with it, so if anyone ever comes and views it, I can show them. But basically, I'm going to put it up for 1100, looking at a grand, and I think it's so worth it. I really do. It's got 35k, it's got full service history, it's got all original documents of original sale. I've just done the front brakes properly, a little bit of work on the rear brakes, new oil, new fuel lines, carb cleaned, new fuel pump, new inline filter, and other bits and pieces. This bike is ready to go and do another 20,000 miles at least before its next service. So I'm very pleased, very happy with this one. Yeah, £1,000, because I've already got my next project lined up, actually. So I need this one to go fairly quickly. Obviously, you guys, if there's anyone out there who wants it, let me know. If any of you guys are watching, you're the best people to have it, because we stay in contact. Otherwise, it will probably be sold before this video even goes out, sadly. I always offer these bikes to the people on my Facebook page, so if you watch this channel regularly, get onto that Facebook page. It's simply called Motorcycle Rescuer, and we're a nice bunch of people, and we just chat about bikes and chat crap, really. We have no silliness, no rubbish, we don't mess around with people, it's a polite, nice site, and it will stay like that. So anyone who's joining, make sure you follow our rules. Like I said, my bikes go up there first, so that locals get the first offers, and by locals I mean channel watchers.